Welcome to another episode of DeadThree. Appreciate all the support. This is part two of the Kansas Stony Brook game from this past year, doing a summer of watching Kansas play. So a lot of Kansas film is going to be happening. They won the national championship. We're going to jump right into this action here and see what we can do. If you can do me a favor, if you can click that share button that's right below this video, it's appreciated. Abaji doesn't do it, so we're going to start right here. I believe he gets to the play. I believe he gets right to the rim. There's not a lot of help going on here. Kansas runs a switching defense 1 through 4, not switching with their 5. Their 5 in this situation is Lightfoot. But right here, what they're doing is Stony Brook is just screening away. Here's the idea of moving on the weak side of the floor that I really like. If you just stand and just watch the handler on offense. If you're not moving offensively on the weak side of the floor, what it allows the defense to do is to get their tail to the baseline, have vision with the open floor, point and talk, and be able to stunt, double, recover, close out, things of that nature, right? But when you move on the weak side of the floor, you end up like Harris does here. No vision with the ball. Abaji does not push it to the baseline side or to the outside channel. He's able to drive the nail. He's pointing, 55 here, I forget his name. He's pointing, talking about a switch that might be happening. This guy could slip and dive right here on a 7 cut. But essentially, because he's moving on the weak side of the floor, Harris has no vision with the ball. His tail is not to the baseline like Lightfoot is here and like Remy is here. All because of weak side movement, right? So there it is. Gets to the rim. Lightfoot's late getting there. He gets there in terms of getting to the hole. And Abaji's coming. Abaji's right there. So now we're running. And 55 was the player that was not on the weak side of the floor in terms of the vision. He was on the strong side of the floor. But we get the shot at the rim. And this is what we tell our kids. It's not always the truth. But we tell our kids that a missed layup at one end is typically a layup at the other end, right? So they missed a layup. They got to the hole. They missed it, weren't able to finish it. Abaji gets a rebound, takes a 1 dribble release, and 55 is out running, and it ends up being a layup on the other end, right? So, and a foul, right? So they get everything they want there. I guess they called it a goaltender, not a foul. So it was 9-2. Right now it's 9-11. They're on a 9-0 run themselves, right? So Abaji, this is what's great. They drove it baseline. Abaji doesn't need the help. Get his tail to the baseline here would be Remy. Good help here, and he's got to be able to recover off of it, and he just picks up right there, right? So they get the post action, they get the denial. These guys, we would say, get over to cover the nail and the hole, right? But they're able to get right in there. What a great play, right? Great vision. Great vision right here, but there's the help, right? And it all boils down to being able to, right here, face up and opening up here and not being able to get to that help here. What we have also told our kids more often than not, the layups come when the bigs have to help. If they get this penetration where they are cutting inside the nail and elbow, and the help doesn't come from here. The help comes from the inside out, not the outside, not with the outside help, right? So from the inside out to the help, it's hard to cover down on a big. So if this player here had been able to help earlier, which he doesn't do, then we don't have to stunt here, right? And he probably should have just stunted and recovered. It would have been a bad, awkward shot at the nail. We should have got better help there. But because the help came from our post, then we're not able to get there that quick, right? So either that's an N1 or whatever. I don't know what the score is here, right? So now Kansas is on offense. I think they call this an Iverson cut or a zipper type cut, right? So he's going out into a ball screen, right? So a great action, because what they do here that I really like that we need to do a better job of is they empty all this out. They empty it all out. Player here, ball side, pulling a player from the weak side over. So now the help on the roll has to come from the player that is guarding the pro, right? So that's such a tough play to make. So they've got to make a decision right here. He's got to make the decision on covering Abaji, or do you cover the pro? You cover the pro or do you cover the roll? right? So great play on the kind of a zipper cut to get him out, or an Iverson cut to get him out. Run it into a ball screen and then empty out the weak side where the roll, like you've got, this guy has to make a decision. You're either going to leave open the best three, the best player in the pro, or you're going to leave open the roll. Ideally, this guy should, it's ball side. He's got to cover here. It'd be great if they can move on the airtime and the help came from there. But there it is. Great play, great execution out of that. So Agbaji brings here in transition, gets it over to Remy, and look at the bigs run, but this is what they do. Agbaji passes it to the outside channel, cuts ball side. They're going to lock and load here. He might be pinning down to bring 0 to the top of the key, which he does, but we get one-on-one in the post. They're not going to be able to leave the pro, and he does a great job of spacing away. Now we're one-on-one, right? So pound, look at how he is, coached to not be dropping, not lose vision with Agbaji, right? Ball side cut, shaping up, and one-on-one, keeping everybody going one-on-one. It's a simple, it can't be much simpler than that, right? All Agbaji's doing is running the floor, giving it, getting it right back, getting one-on-one in the post. They're not leaving Agbaji, and 2 pounds to a jump hook. Right? So easy basketball. Kansas in-out basketball, very easy. So last play before we stop here. Stony Brook's bringing the ball up. The thing that we like to do with our group is not to be head-on-head, shoulder to shoulder with the ball. We try to be on one side. Like right now, he can change the floor if he wants via dribble and pass. We'd rather be on the top side to keep him on one side of the floor. It looks like he might be sprinting up, right? So he's sprinting up to get to a ball screen, but he's not. He trips. Right?